Richardson and Tully Blanchard, and the match was incredible. You couldn't. There's nothing on WWE TV now that could come close to what they did.
No, they don't let. They got too much control of WWE to let them go like that. Back then, they could go and tell their own story up there. They have a specific story that they want told, and they only give you 8-9 minutes. And if the show's running long, they're going to cut you down to 5 minutes. So you can't put any kind of time and develop any kind of great match in 5 down minutes. So that's because this again they've developed to what our society is nowadays. Everything's so damn fast. Everything's, everybody's in a hurry that they're not going to sit and watch a 15 like Shawn and Undertaker did last WrestleMania. You can't put that out there on Monday Night Raw because the people ain't going to buy it. They want to see something 5-6 minutes, and while personally they're not going to want to see something 5-6 minutes, but that's what the hell they're giving them. And you can't do any kind of storyline or make any kind of great match with that. It's just a damn spot fest. Even if it's like I said, it's a male soap opera with a lot of talking.
See, that's the thing though. That's why a company like TNA should be running so far away from that formula, and they're not. They just fall into the trap. A guy like me hasn't watched WWE in 5 years. I've been watching pro wrestling my entire life, and I'm just disgusted what I see. The last time when Benoit was no longer involved and work rate kind of went out, and it just went to I don't mind slow methodical, but slow methodical in a 6-minute match is the total shit. I went to see Larry Nabisco stall for 10 minutes, and then another 20 minutes after that.
And, Larry has a way of doing it. I actually saw him a couple weeks ago. Was in the ring with him.
Who won?
Yeah.
Who won?
No, I never worked him. I worked the indie guy down in Virginia, but he came in afterwards, and we did a spot where he wanted the fans, of course, me being the heel, him being the announcer. He wanted to reunite the enforcers and blah blah blah. Will you do it? Will you do it? I said yes. Turned on him, knocked him out. That was about the end of it, but. Yeah, Larry could still cut a good promo. He was getting me energized, sitting there listening to him, and I knew what the hell was going on.
But and for you, the Extreme Horseman, is that still going on? Because I saw it in MLW, and I was like, holy shit, that's cool, that's awesome. And the Extreme Horseman is a great gimmick. It's a great thing to push. I mean, is that something still that you guys are doing? Because, I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
If we ever get on the show, it's been a while since Steve and I have worked together because, I took some time off a few years ago, and, Steve took time off, and he's doing his own thing now, working everywhere, and I'm slowly trying to get back into it again. But we haven't worked as the Extreme Horseman in a while, but when we did, we had a lot of fun because Steve and I still put that old school adage into it because, I don't give what you say, back in the 80s, that's when wrestling was wrestling, and that's what I grew up on and loved, and I wish you would get back to that. So that's what Steve and I would try to put into it every show.
Yeah,
that's cool. I just want to, hey, Brothers Jack, let me ask a question real quick. I read that you were using the P90X system to get back in shape. Is that a endorsement to the P90X system?
Yeah, I'm still doing it. I'm about to finish up my third round right now. I started last January and been doing it ever since. Man, I love it. I lost right at 45 pounds and have kept it off between the P90X and I'm doing Dallas Page's yoga 3 times a week, playing softball now. So I'm trying to stay pretty active. But yeah, that P90X, man, that's some intense shit that I enjoy. It gets me away from going to the gym because I got a little small gym I put behind my house, and going to the gym and pushing weights, just day in and day out the same old shit every time. And because now gyms, all they've got to is just a social place just to go and hang out. People don't really go in there and bust their ass anymore. But I love the P90X stuff.
Yeah, well, I've done the P90X. It's fucking brutal. I know Delirious and Daisy Hayes got into it, and they look jacked as fuck. So, hey, that's great. Hey, Violence Jack, go ahead and ask your very last question to the Enforcer. Come on, man. Bring it, the Enforcer.
All right, I'll try to do a two-parter. One, this is more of a comment. I was just going to say that when MLW was going and TNA was still fledgling and they had that David Young down there, I was always hopeful that you would have had a tag team called the Wrecking Crew with David Young, and just the Masters of the Spinebusters all over the place. But that was just wishful thinking. TNA doesn't know what they're doing, obviously.
Of course.
Tell me a rockin' story from Japan, because that's my exit plan. That's when, in 50 years, when I'm supposed to do the same shit that I'm doing now, I plan to go to Japan. I figure there I'll be bigger than Mecca, bigger than Yamara, bigger than Godzilla, bigger than Rodan. Because I'm just going to show up with an armful of records and an armful of fucking Levi's and just let the women of Japan support me. Do I have that in my future?
How long of a story how much time do we have? Because I got about a 10-minute one. I'm pretty.
Go ahead, man. You got plenty of time.
This is a C.W. Anderson show.
Let's see. There was a girl I had hooked up with down that we had been trying to hook up for literally like 4 years. And Steve Carino, if you ever get him on, he can tell his version of it too, because he was part of this. But for 4 years, I tried to have sex with this girl and tried to get her to come back with me. One tour, I finally got her to come to Tokyo, Corrigan Hall. She come watch the wrestle, and she was going to spend the weekend with me. We had 4 days off. She comes back to the hotel room with me. We start fooling around that night, finally have sex. It was pretty damn intense for, to have sex with a Japanese woman, because most of them are a little bit boring, but this one was she was pretty what we call westernized. She knew she was a little more Americanized. So
nice.
the next morning, we, start fooling around again. I start hitting it from behind. And as I pull out, this damn woman starts gushing blood. It comes out just everywhere. And I'm not talking about like dribbling. I'm talking like got all over my leg. It's all over the bed. It's every fucking where. And the Japanese women are fucking tiny. And this girl, I thought she had lost every bit of blood in her within a minute, because it's just gushing out of her. She's trying to keep her legs closed. She's screaming in Japanese. She's telling me she's sorry in Japanese. She's got the damn pillow up against her, the sheets and everything, and she runs in the bathroom, and there's blood on the wall. I'm like, motherfucker, what have I done to this girl? So after about 5 minutes, it's gotten quiet. So I tap on the door, and I said, are you okay? She goes, yes, okay. A few more minutes go by, nothing happens. She opens the door a little bit. She wants me to go downstairs and get her these like Tampons, Tampax or something. So I run downstairs and I get a pack of them. I run back up and I come back, and she has used every towel in our damn room. It's all bloody. All the sheets are bloody. She's got them all up in a pile. They're sitting at the front door. I give her the Tampax and I take all the bloody sheets and everything, and I stick them outside the door. About 10 minutes later, she's still in there. About 10 minutes later, Carino comes to the door, and he knocks on the door. He says, hey, man, let's go get something to eat. So we go get something to eat. Well, before I leave, I give her the key. I said, look, if you need something to go, go get something to drink, blah, 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 here's the key. I'll be back in a little bit. So I'm telling Carino the story. He's dying laughing, but not believing me in the blood. We come back after we get through eating, and the guy that's cleaning our rooms, he's standing in front of my room looking at the Do Not Disturb sign, and he's got the bloody towels in his hand. It looks like I've murdered somebody in there, just with all the blood and everything. So we're standing at the front of my door. I knock on the door for her to come to it. She doesn't. I don't hear any sounds. And if you guys ever heard, the Japanese hotel rooms are freaking tiny, like the size of they're smaller than the inside of an SUV. They're small, so they really don't have much room. I knock on the door again. I don't hear any sound. Carino looks at me and goes, maybe she's dead. Dude, don't fucking say that. I knocked on the door again. Finally, I hear some rustling. It takes her forever to get to the door. She opens the door, and she looks at me and goes, sorry, lost too much. And when she does that, she passes out in my arms like in a movie, dude. I grab her, head's back, her legs are down, and she's pale white, and she's not breathing. I couldn't feel her heart. I start freaking out. I rush into the bedroom. I lay her down on the bed. Carino only comes like halfway in. I only see like half of his body, because he said later he didn't want to be a full accomplice. He wanted to be like partial. So I'm slapping her, and I said, McHugh, wake up. Wake the fuck up. Or wait, I'm shaking her. She don't wake up. I look at Steve. I said, Steve, this bitch has died in my fucking room. What are we going to do? He started freaking out. He said, let's call Otani. He says, Otani's have had to have buried a body before in his lifetime. Then lay her back down, and I had this huge suitcase where I carry all my stuff. I start throwing shit out. Steve goes, what the fuck are you doing? I said, we're going to put this bitch in my suitcase.